in this lesson, we are going to talk about the solver feature under data. By default, the solver is not showing here. To show it, we need to go to File, Options, Add-ins, click on Go, click Solver Add-in, click OK. And the solver will be added here. So what is solver? Solver is a kind of a what-if analysis tool. Remember that we talked about the 3 components of what-if analysis. For this tool, it is given input, we find the output. For this one, it's given output, we find the input. Now for the solver is that you want to find the input and output both that satisfy 2 criteria. The first criteria is to maximize the profit, which is to maximize the output. The second criteria is to obey the rules, the constraints for the input. So we want to find the input and output that satisfy these 2 criteria. And let's click on the solver. Now the objective is the output criteria we want to satisfy. So let's click on the output, which is the profit, and we want to maximize it. There are some circumstances we want to minimize. For example, if this value is an error, we want to minimize the value and find the right value that suits it. So in this case, we want to maximize our objective. And our input cells is this 3. And we want to list the constraints for the input cells here. Now we can add the constraints by choosing Add. The first one is banana cells quantity, will be this one. We want it to be smaller equal to 150. Add the constraints. And we want this to be larger equal to 20. Add constraints. And the second constraint is the price banana must be within these 2 values. So we click on the price per banana, and it must be smaller equal to 200. Add. And it must be larger or equal to 20. Add. For the cost per banana, it must be equal to 80. The cost cannot be changed here. So for the cost, we select the cost per banana cell, select equal 80, and click Add. Now we click OK. Now we click Cancel. So all the values, all the constraints are being added here. And for this make unconstrained variable non-negative, we basically do not have any unconstrained value. We'll be showing this later on, but now we do not have any unconstrained value. So for the solving methods, there are 3 solving methods. For the simplex LP, it is suitable for linear equation. Now for this profit, we are having a nonlinear form. So we need to choose either GRC nonlinear and evolutionary methods. So the rule of guys is that if you do not understand what is linear and nonlinear, you can choose nonlinear by default. It's just that it will take slightly longer time and the solution might not be optimal. And simplex LP will always guarantee to provide you the optimal results. So let's choose the GRG nonlinear here and click Solve. So now it is able to find a solution and all constraint optimality conditions are satisfied. So let's click OK. And if you want to see these 3 reports, we can click on them. We're only interested in the answer report. These 2 are basically for these statistical reasons, which we will not be needed for most cases. We will see the answer reports, click the outline reports and click OK. So this is the answer report, and it gives us the constraints, the objective, which is to maximize this field. If we, for example, click the plus, you will see all the solver engine details. The solution time, it takes no seconds because it is an easier optimization method. The solver can solve it easily. And if we click on the solver options, we will see more information here. And for the variable cells, if you click down, you will see the original value and the final value being adopted eventually. This is the value that is counted, that is solved by the solver, which is the ultimate value for the input. And this is the ultimate value for the output, the target value. So the information we can easily see from this report. This is the value generated by the solver. So let's see if we have an unconstrained value. For example, if we do not constrain the cost of per banana to 80. So you can freely choose the cost per banana. What will happen? You will try to maximize this value. Therefore, the cost, if it is unconstrained, will be set to 0 eventually. Because when the banana cost is 0, the profit can be maximized. Let's try. Let's go to solver and delete this constraint. So we only left with the remaining constraint, these two constraints without this constraint. And let's choose solve. We will see that the cost per banana is set to 0 and we have a higher profit than before. And that's it for this solver session.